Welcome to episode 3 of Marketing on the Fly. I'm Simon Aronowitz, and I'm glad to be joined by my business partner and co-founder, Billy Vansler. Happy Wednesday, Billy.
Happy Wednesday, Simon.
Well,
So
let's get
who
straight
do we
to it.
who do we have with us today?
So we're joined today by Pete Primeau, the president of Primeau Furniture Sales. Uh, we've known Pete for a long time. Welcome, Pete. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Yeah,
Great.
we're all good. So Pete, um, you're primarily a representing manufacturers in the mattress industry.
Yep.
So,
Mattress and furniture industry, primarily in Ohio. Yeah.
so typically, you're trying to shift mattresses and beds and other associated products into retail for the
Yes.
independent, right? Independent retailers.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so Pete, what's been the big challenge as we sit here at the end of September? What's been the big challenge for you guys in the industry the last few months?
Well, obviously, COVID-19 it first slowed business down, and then as soon as it opened back up, there was a flood of business, and so much so that it almost broke our supply chain, leading to very long deliveries and and an inability for the manufacturers to deliver in a timely fashion. Normally, we deliver in a week. Those deliveries got pushed back to 3 or 4 weeks because of COVID. So people not coming
And this
back
is,
to work, and we're still not all the way back up and running.
but this is all brands. It's all manufacturers that are facing the same problem right now. It's not just the ones that you carry, right?
Yeah, correct. It's everybody. One manufacturer, Klausner Furniture, is not even accepting orders until further notice. They have enough orders to keep them busy through the end of the first quarter of next year.
So you've got your ear to the ground on the industry. What is the industry like right now? Like what's the tone? Are people panicked? Are people optimistic?
Uh, I think it's a combination. I think more people are optimistic than are panicking. I think at the beginning they panicked when they saw how much business there was when some of the states started to reopen. It was certainly a cause for optimism, and now I would say most dealers, Billy, are cautiously optimistic because they're in an unusual situation where they can write a lot of business, but they just can't complete it because we as manufacturers are not delivering the merchandise on time, and that's
Right.
what's facing the industry right now. There's shortages. Um, and they're going to get worse, especially in the mattress business because there's a shortage of steel and springs. There's a shortage. Force majeure is about to be declared um, by the foamers. And the last time force majeure was declared by foamers was Katrina, and it leads to delays and price increases. And I guess that's the other thing that's going on in most retailers' lives is they are juggling one after another price increases. Not everybody's raised, but almost everybody's raised at this point. There's a few more that need to drop that are significant players, but there have been and will continue to be price increases and shortages in our industry.
So it's interesting that this is the biggest challenge you guys have faced in the industry since Katrina, which was what, 2006 was it? So
Mhm.
14, 15 years ago. So uh, while you're facing the greatest challenge, the greatest challenges to supply chain, to the ability of people to even go in a store and buy, as well as competition from other people coming along advertising direct on TV. Pete, this is when you've decided it's time to get back out there into the market and restart your podcast and start producing marketing videos again. Um, it's a funny time to decide to do it. Why have you decided that now is the time to put yourself back out there?
Well, Primeau Furniture Sales exists for one reason and one reason only, and that's to provide service above and beyond what manufacturers provide. And that includes helping dealers navigate tough times. So, uh, to not be out there and sharing some success stories, to not be out here and share uh, what they can do to protect themselves and thrive would be malpractice on my part.
Okay, so we talked about helping you start to get your videos out. You've done a couple on Zoom with an artificial background there. Zoom, as you may be aware of at the moment, is reduced their video quality while everybody's working from home with COVID, so you're not getting true HD, which is what we're able to do today. So Pete, we're going to help you produce a short video to start ramping up your video presence for your social media, and that you can email out to your email list, because you do have quite a substantial list of retailers. So Billy, just take a moment to talk about the sort of topics we bounced around with Pete before we actually got on here for the recording.
Yeah, I mean, without getting too lost in the weeds, Pete actually serves, at least from what I could gather, two different segments. He's helping sales reps, and he's also helping the actual retail stores themselves. And so the topics that we kind of bounced around, we kind of started with what was it from your book? So Pete actually has a book, and you'll get to see a little bit more on the book in the actual video we do with Pete. But yeah, right there, Sell a Million. So
it's on Amazon. Get it.
That's right.
Pete, actually, go on, do that one more time.
Sure. Sell a Million. Get it. It's on Amazon. It's $15. It's less than a couple cup of coffees with your with one of your teammates or with one of your colleagues, and it is as relevant today as it was when I published it. Probably more relevant today.
There you go. So quick plug for the book, and we'll do that again when we get recording your segment. But Billy, what were you saying about that?
Yeah, so where we started was right there. If you saw in the title, there's 101 tips there to help sell a million in the furniture business. And so we kind of started with just going through the book and seeing, is there a nugget from that book, from one of those 101 tips, that we can actually extrapolate and do a video on? Pete, I think Pete and Simon, but Simon knows the book much better than I do. Simon, I believe, helped Pete with the book. I
made a couple of minor contributions that ended up in it, and just a couple of pointers. That was it. But Pete, not the thing out.
It wasn't very minor, Simon. You've been a big part of my business for a long time, so I appreciate everything you did. Your writing is so much better than my writing. It's not even funny.
Well, no, I mean, here's my copy.
Talk about too many eggs?
Yep, too many eggs.
I think I recall when you sent me the draft, I think it was 86 ways, and I said, "Come on, Pete, bump it up to 101." And we went through the list, and you had it nailed. You're the one that wrote those other 15.
Yeah. But so what was it? The one that both of you guys thought sounded good was the too many eggs, not enough baskets. What was the concept behind that?
Yeah, Pete.
There's a few questions. Do you have too many eggs in too few baskets? I'm talking about vendors here. Have you experienced a vendor that turned cold? Have you ever had a vendor turn on you? And I'm just trying to get our independent store owners to think through that. It does happen, and it happened just recently where Klausner shut off small stores. They literally sent them a letter saying you are no longer an authorized Klausner dealer, and basically shut them down. So there may have been some other ones that I'm not aware of, but I know two dealers that got those letters.
What they've taken furniture. They've got customers waiting. They've got orders that they're waiting for delivery, and they get a letter saying you're no longer a dealer.
Yes. Now I hope and I pray that they allowed them like one grace sold order. If I was a VP of sales, which I've been twice in my career, I would have authorized that, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Simon. It's a great question.
That's very,
So
very supply chain.
Big time.
there is a fine line between carrying too many vendors and too few. Here are a few questions to ask yourself. Am I having trouble meeting minimum shipment quantities on a regular basis? You might have too many vendors, or you might have the wrong vendor. So does your vendor open new dealers in your marketing area with no regard for your business? Do you have to catch them, or do they treat you like an adult and tell you what's happening in your marketplace before it happens? I qualify this with, are you giving your vendor a substantial amount of business? If yes, you need to make sure the vendor is treating your business with the respect it deserves. Is your margin eroding with a vendor? This usually happens because of too much competition. I would voice my concerns to my vendor along with a timetable for correction. If uncorrected, the vendor gets the boot.
And this is it. See, Pete, your wealth of information and best practice, having been in the industry most of your working life, and this is why you've got 101 of these things. You really could, pick a different topics in your book and talk. I mean, not just for a couple of minutes, not just for a short video, but you really could go into depth. But what we're looking to do with you today is to record a short, concise, roundabout 3-minute video to start getting you back into the habit of short, regular videos. So we bounced a few things around, and actually it comes in part from what you're saying about that vendor there. Right. And some of the lessons is if you've got the wrong vendor, then you can really be dropped in it. So what was the topic that we decided on, Bill?
Supply chain. And so that topic we just discussed kind of set us on the course of a supply chain. And really the biggest thing that's hitting the mattress industry right now, and I mean, it's not just the mattress industry, industries all over, it's supply chain disruptions and what that's doing to the price of the product they're selling. And so we kind of narrowed that down onto focusing on how salespeople, how the mattress firms can have that conversation with their customers, that there's disruptions in the supply chain and what that means to pricing, and how it's actually an opportunity to have this discussion with your clients and letting them, or customers, and letting them know that prices are only going up from here, and now is actually the best time to buy.
Yeah. So Pete, what we want to do is just talk through like the 3 key points we want, because we don't want you to belabor it too much. If they want to know more, they should get in touch with you, right? But the video is just to share enough of a nugget out there that catches people's attention without getting stuck in the weeds. So even the attention grabber, I mean, I think if you run a furniture store, COVID is a gift to you right now. I think people want to know, what the hell is this crazy guy talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Because on the surface, it's not. Nobody's coming in the store because of county guidelines or face masks or whatever stupidities in the newspaper today. So, so if you start with that, I mean, if I said open up with that line, how long do you think? I mean, I think you could riff on it for 20 minutes. So really the key thing, I think the thing is for us to map out the 3 checkpoints we want you to hit and then wrap up and sign off.
Okay. So what's your headline again?
So let's talk it through. If believe it or not, COVID, if you run a furniture store, believe it or not, COVID is actually a gift for you right now.
Yep. So point number 1, it was a gift for you if you own a furniture store, because you got 1 to 2 months off, depending on what state you were in. And now number 2, you're doing a ton of business. So much business, you don't even know what to do with it. And your manufacturers can't even support you fully. And that's part of the supply chain
right. So that brings us to number 3. Right. So that brings us to point 3, which is supply chain is heavily restricted and prices are going up. Prices are going up. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
Prices are going up.
Yeah, prices have gone up substantially. SKUs are being reduced. I've spent 6 hours on Zoom calls in the last 3 days, finalizing our drop list for our mattress line. We had to drop about 2/3 of our SKUs to
Okay.
be able
Yeah.
to focus in on what we need to produce for our dealers. So drops in the industry are happening every day from almost every top manufacturer of furniture, and price increases are happening. They're happening right now. And any
And
owner
will
that
happen.
I'm
What'd you
sorry.
say, Simon?
And they will continue to happen is the point.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. This is our second price increase. There was a 5% price increase across the board on pocketed coils. And now, depending on who the manufacturer is, there's a 5 to 6% price increase that I've seen across the board. And here, if you're a retail furniture salesperson and you're not talking about this to your customers, you are taking something that's been served up to you on a silver platter and you're just throwing it away,
But Pete, what's the
because
punch?
you can truthfully look at the customer and tell them that prices are going up. This is the lowest it's going to be, and you need to take advantage if this is the right thing for you. And listen, I'm the guy who for 20 years has been teaching every retail salesperson that I can get a hold of to never say or do anything that another retail salesperson will say or do. I'm the guy that's been telling you that. But I'm telling you right now, you have the truth on your side. You can truthfully look at them and tell them they need to buy now if it's the right thing for them. If it's not the right thing for them, you shouldn't be asking them for their business anyway. But if it's the
Okay.
right thing for the customer, they should
And
buy
when
right now.
we talked about this, we just touched on the whole thing of this is the truth. So if you're scared of sounding scammy, this is honest. This is truthful. Believe in something when it's the truth. Deliver that message. Yeah. What were you saying about that? What was your take on how you would explain that to these guys as a former salesman?
Yeah, I mean, my first 9 years I spent on the retail floor, and I still get on the retail floor at least once or twice a year, sometimes more. And anybody that tells you that retail selling hasn't changed is full of crap. They haven't been on a floor, and they haven't worked with a retail customer in a long time. But what you can honestly say to them is, number one, I don't know when you're going to get your furniture or your mattresses. And if you want to give them some kind of a time frame, you can. But number two, if it's the right thing for you, Mrs. Jones, get it, because the prices are only going to go up. It's a gift. It's the truth. And if you don't use it, shame on you. And that's all I have to say about it.
Is there is there a reason why they might not want to do this, or is there a reason they're not doing it already?
Yeah, the reason is they don't want to sound like a spammy, sleazy retail salesperson.
You need to say
That's
that in the
why
video.
it's it could sound bad.
Okay, so I think
if it's not presented with conviction, it could sound bad.
Right.
But it should be delivered with conviction.
So I think for the video, you need to tease the punchline, which is the tip, in the intro. So you might open up with, COVID has been a gift to your business, but maybe you're scared of sounding like a scammy, sleazy salesman. Well, hang on to the end because I'll tell you how to solve that, and then lay out what we've been talking about.
Right?
Can you do that?
You want me to do it right now?
Well, I mean, we can rehearse it and then record it. We can go straight for the recording, but the key is, and we can write these down just so that we can.
No, just ask me the question again, and I'll just answer it, and let's be done.
No, but this is it. So what we want to go for is a clean recording where it's not me asking a question. We're not on the video. It's you coming in and saying, "Hi, I'm Pete Primeau, and today I'm here to talk about this." It's a gift. Yeah, we're not in your video. You're in your video. Okay. So we're trying to rehearse how you come across once the recording kicks off. So
okay. Hold
so
on.
let's just
I gotta let my 11:35 know.
Oh, we're running late. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Because if you can nail that in one take, we'll be done in 5 minutes.
I'm just gonna try to push it to 11:45. All right, you ready? You still gonna ask me questions?
No, Pete. What I'm trying to do is get you to understand the 3 things that you're going to say in a tight video where it's not me, it's not Billy, it's just you talking to your audience.
Okay, I thought you were just gonna splice your questions out like you did on your testimonial videos. All right.
Well, so my question is, can you do that in a tight 3 minutes? Do we want to just go over the bullet points?
No. Yeah. Here. Okay, so what's your question gonna? Your first question is gonna be.
I'm not
COVID.
asking any question. It's not a question, Pete. It's about what points are you going to hit, point by point by point, so you deliver a 3-minute monologue.
Okay. COVID-19
gift.
was
I'll
a
explain
gift.
why. Hang on, I'll explain why. Yeah, so that tease the punchline at the end.
I'll explain why. Okay, then what?
Bill?
And then get into the disruptions in the industry. What's actually going on right now? Bring everybody up to speed with what's going on.
Disruption. Okay. Prices. Because the thing is, the more that Pete wants to round it out, the further we get away from a concise argument, even though it rounds it out, is bringing Pete back. So as much as it was you had a 3-month vacation, then you sold loads, the problem is you're going to follow down that path, Pete. It's going to be more difficult to bring you back to the gift of COVID, because you'll start talking more about how much furniture they sold and how they enjoyed being off work for 3 months. Tell me I'm wrong, Billy.
So maybe if Pete brings that up, but he says that's not the reason it's a gift. So that's not why it's a gift. That's not why it's a gift. Okay. The reason it's a gift, and then
fear. I mean, at the end of the day, you're telling them to sell based on fear, but it's a legitimate concern in this case. It's not fear mongering. And gift, not sleazy. Remember, Pete? We're telling them that it's COVID was a gift, but I'm going to tell you how to use it so you don't come across as a sleazy salesperson. Hang on in there. Oh, and then at the end, you should wrap up with get my book.
Yeah. And hold it up.
And hold it up.
Here's what's happening.
While Pete's jotting down some notes, if you're watching this video and you're interested in going through this process, make sure you check out this offer. GetSuperSerial.com/taster. And for $97, we'll do this same thing with you, help you get up your first promo video or a relevant promo video to what you have going on right now. Really, the big value in it is in the actual time you're getting to spend thinking this stuff out and strategizing it and mapping everything out. And then the second big benefit is at the end of this, and like Pete's going to have, you're going to have an actual marketing asset that you can use right away. It's fully produced, ready to
Video will
go.
be done. Yep.
Yep.
And we're not going to be in your video.
Yep. Just you.
Just you. We produce you. Yeah.
Yep.
We need to make that explicitly clear.
We've done 3 episodes now, and all 3 episodes, even after the pre-production calls, they still think that we're in the video. That's definitely a sign that it's on me and Simon not explaining it.
We got to fix that.
fully.
So here's the point. We're producing a marketing video for your business. That means that you should feature in your video, not us.
Right.
Yeah.
So getsupercereal.com/taster.
Grab your spot. There's not many left. Pete, do you want to just talk it through quickly to have it sink in? Are you making copious revision notes? What are you doing there?
No, I'm just.
Or as I say to Billy, writing a blog post.
Writing a blog post.
Doesn't have to be word perfect, Pete.
No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to get the basic ideas down.
Yeah.
And remember, Pete, you don't want to read on the camera. They'll be able to see your eyes moving up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see my whole head move. Big increase like it was.
And this is a reason, if you're watching this is a reason why we say keep it to 3 tight points with one overall banner of the point that you're making, is because we want you to shoot something that's concise. And if you remember 3 key bullet points to deliver to the camera, it's pretty manageable. And even remember the running order of those 3 points. You start building it up to a magnum opus. I mean, I bet you couldn't remember the sequence of the 101 things in your book, right? I mean, you wrote it, but I bet you couldn't remember the 101 in order. So that's why we say to you, 3, keep it at 3. It's manageable. How you getting on, Pete?
Well, here's what I got, guys. COVID was a gift. Hold on. I'll explain why at the end. Here's what is happening. And by the way, you already know this. No business for 1 or 2 months, depending on if you closed or not. A lot of my dealers I found out didn't close. I'm talking to you guys now, not them.
Yeah.
So for those of you that closed, you had a 1 to 2 month vacation and you're still up ahead for the year. There's a huge increase in business when you came back and you opened up. Then the bad news. And the bad news was you could no longer get product in a timely fashion, whether you're in the furniture business or whether you're in the mattress business. The worst news after that is now we're having price increases. But the gift is now you have tools to close customers that you didn't have before. And I'll get into my little thing. Then I'll talk about my book if I have time.
No,
talk about eggs.
Yeah.
Tell me, just put your thumbs up and tell me to talk about the eggs real quick. But that's going to take another minute to do.
No,
don't do that, Pete. Don't talk about the eggs. Just plug the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's after the tip. After the tip, hold the book up.
Get your copy, and then as far as listen, we're going to run titles that have your contact information on there. So if get the book, you can buy it via peteprimeau.com or get in touch with me on LinkedIn. We'll have a LinkedIn lower third up there. So you don't have to give out your email address. You don't have to give out your website. You don't have to spell stuff out. But if you point to it, we'll have it up at the bottom of the screen. You follow?
Yep.
Okay. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to give you a 5-second countdown. When the countdown is finished, then it cuts to you and start talking. So this is the 5-second countdown. Obviously, that didn't cut to you. I'm just showing you what it looks like.
Okay.
Right. So we've lost the lower thirds. We can keep that up, actually. Do you want to keep that up for when he comes? No, do you want to bring it up as soon as he
Yeah,
comes in?
I'll bring it in when he comes in.
Okay. You ready, Pete?
Yep. COVID-19 was a gift. Hold on. I'll explain why at the end. Here's what's happening, and you already know this. There was no business for 1 to 2 months. And then when you open back up, it was like a tax season from 10 or 15 years ago. And then right after that, the bad news. The furniture and mattress manufacturers could no longer deliver in a timely fashion. For those of you who are used to weekly delivery, now your deliveries were 3 to 4 weeks. For those of you who are used to getting 2 to 4 week delivery, now your deliveries were 8 to 12 weeks. So that's what happened. And it was great. And then the bad news, gets worse, but it actually gets better because there's a gift at the end. So the other bad news is shortages that we're facing. There's a steel shortage that we're facing. Springs are rare these days in the mattress business, and foam is going up, and foam is going to be rationed. Uh, the foamers are actually declaring force majeure. The last time force majeure was declared was in Katrina in 2016. So a long time ago, massive price increases, massive rationing of goods, and extended delivery times. So you're going to be looking at 4 to 6 week delivery. I've said this 1,000 times, guys. Inventory is king. Get all the inventory that you can get your hands on and hold on to it for dear life because you're going to need it in the next month or two. And I promised you a gift. So here's the gift. I have been the guy that has, for years and years, told you don't say and do anything that other retail salespeople say and do because most of them don't do it very well. With that said, what's happening right now with shortages, what's happening right now with price increases, if you have found the right thing for your customer, they like it, it's right for them, your customer should buy it from you. They should buy it from you right now. And you should be absolutely passionate in how you request them to do the right thing for them. And that is to buy it now, not to wait, because prices are going up, shortages are increasing, and delivery times are getting longer. And that is the absolute truth. So be truthful, tell your customers the truth about our situation that we find ourselves in the home furnishings industry right now, and make more money doing it. And speaking of making more money, if you own a furniture or a mattress store and you don't own Sell a Million, you need to. I wrote this back in 2015. It's 101 tips on how to increase business. The price is less than $15. A couple cups of coffee with a friend can cost more than this book. And there's over 101 tips on how you can make more money. And what is in this book was prophetic. It is more true today than it was when I wrote it. So go to Amazon, get Sell a Million, and that's all I have for you today. Looking forward to continuing our conversation. Thank you.
The microphone was off. Yep, good job. I mean,
Yeah, Pete.
only
Yeah, Pete.
one slight error in there was you said that Katrina was 2016, and I think it was 2006. But nobody's going to fault you for that. I mean, you did it in one take. You're good. You can get on your quarter to 12 call, just checking the time.
Cool.
How do you feel about that, Pete?
Good, except for 2016.
You want to do it again? I mean, we're going to overrun.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
You
do it
ready?
again. Give me one sec.
Same
Hang on.
countdown.
we'll
One
do the
sec,
same thing.
one
Yeah.
sec. No, hang on. Good, because my titles didn't change at the beginning there. All right.
Okay. Oh, Pete, do me one favor. When you see the countdown end, just give it a half beat before you start.
Yeah.
You were
Okay.
right on it. Just give it a half beat. That's all. Otherwise, brilliant stuff.
COVID-19 was a gift. Hold on. I'll explain why at the end. Here's what's happening. And you store owners, you know what's happening. There was no business for 1 or 2 months. For those of you who closed your stores, for those that you didn't, you did some nice business. But the guys that closed your stores, you actually had a nice little vacation. And most of you, your store's business for the year to date business right now is significantly up. So if I would have told you at the beginning of the year you were going to get a 1 to 2 month vacation and you're going to do more business, you would have been overjoyed by that. Then what happened after we reopened and we're doing a ton of business, more business than we've done in 10 or 15 years in a tax season, we found out that we weren't going to get our deliveries on time. Weekly mattress deliveries became 2 weeks, then they became 4 weeks. Furniture deliveries that were 2 to 4 weeks now became 6 to 8, drifted into 12 to 16 weeks. There's some groups of furniture out there right now that aren't even available till April or May of 2021. So that's been something that we've all had to wrestle with. And yes, there is a gift. But let me just talk a little bit more about what's happening. So there's shortages in steel and soon to be declared a force majeure by the foamers. And the force majeure was declared last time when Katrina was in 2006. So it's a long time ago. And you know that force majeure brings with it rationing of foam, and it also brings incredible price increases. And so we've had price increases in furniture and mattresses, and that is the gift. Why? The reason it's a gift is because your salespeople can say to their customers and be telling the truth. And listen, it's a gift on a silver platter. It, it's the best thing that you've ever been given. And for those of you who aren't using it, shame on you, because you can tell your customer the truth. Mrs. Jones, if this is the right thing for you, you should get it right now, today, this moment. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. There's shortages. There are price increases on the horizon. We've already been hit by some price increases and we're getting more. If you like it, Mrs. Jones, buy it. Now, I'm the guy that for years and years, I've always said, don't anything that other salespeople say or do. But this is a gift. It's the truth. And you should passionately always tell your customer the truth. That's one thing that I've been telling you guys for the last 38 years. Passionately tell your customers the truth, and you'll do more business. Speaking of doing more business, if you own a furniture or a mattress store, you absolutely have to get Sell a Million. Sell a Million is on Amazon. There's 101 tips on how to do more business. And guys, it's more relevant, and gals for that matter, sorry. Guys and gals, it's more relevant than it ever was. Today, this book makes more sense than it did when it was published in 2015. There's lots of helpful tips here. Grab it on Amazon. It's less than $15, which is less than a lunch out with you and a coworker. So have fun with it. Read it. Hook up with me on social media or hook up with me on my website, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have on the book or implementing something in the book. And by the way, nobody needs 101 tips all at once. What you need to do is highlight one or two and let's start to implement them. I'll help you implement it for free. So just give me a call, reach out to me, and let's do this. Let's help you sell another million as fast as you can and keep your business growing and thriving. Please reach out to me and grab this book. You'll love it. And I love helping people implement everything that's in this book. Thank you.
There you go. Good job, Pete. Good job, Pete.
I think in almost every case, Billy, I think a rehearsal is worth it. Everyone says, no, let's just go for it. No, I think we should rehearse it every time. Nice one, Pete. Okay. What else can I say except thank everybody for joining us on episode 3 of Marketing on the Fly. If you'd like to get a quick video for your business, it's $97. We'll get it in and out definitely within 60 minutes. We aim for under 30. We'll state flat out this time that we will not be the stars of your video. You will be.
That's right.
Pete, any last words for the people watching?
Sell a million, keep your chin up. Things will get better eventually, but for now, they're going to get worse. Remember, inventory is king. Grab all the inventory that you can, because those who don't have inventory very soon will not be able to get any for a little bit.
There you go. Whatever business you're in, if you rely on inventory, take Pete's advice, get whatever inventory you can before you find it's not there. Like if you wanted to stock toilet paper this week in UK, you're out of luck.
Really? Wow. Costco.
Yeah. Haven't been at Costco for a while. So everyone, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week. Pete, thanks very much.
Thanks,
Pete.
Go and rejuvenate the furniture industry. We'll speak to you all soon. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.